Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here, I'll discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll do a quick rundown of the day's aspects before I play another card that may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that sits on the side of the page right now is the Eight of Pentacles, or coins. And it relates astrologically, it's there because it relates astrologically to the first 10 days or the first decan of the sun's transit in the land of Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign, and pentacles or coins in tarot are also earth. Earth element symbolism is about sort of feeling grounded, what it feels like to have 2 feet on the ground, literally and metaphorically. That sense of structure and support that we work for and that we rely on to keep us moving forward in our lives. So, here you see with the Eight of Pentacles, a person who is hard at work. And I would say that that they seem to be enjoying and engaged in that labor. They're definitely dressed for their labor. They have the tools and the workstation, and it seems like they're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, maybe until they feel like they can do it perfectly without, working too hard, right? So, there's something about this card that brings in a sense of like apprenticeship or education, like you're learning, repetition works. So, maybe you take on the tutelage. Somebody has taken on an apprenticeship or enrolled themselves in some sort of a school, perhaps even a trade school. And, what we're doing is we're just diligently working on what we need to do right now to get through the school so that we can become professionals at the thing that we're learning to do, right? But it also just speaks to, the fact that there is work to do to achieve what we want to achieve for ourselves. There's no reward without effort, right? It points to the importance of diligent effort, hard work, in meeting our goals and gaining the things that we want. And, it also can point to maybe a time where we need to sort of buckle down, either get further into our studies or just, get really engrossed in the labor that we're a part of at this time. Because time is of the essence. Once you get into the sun being in Virgo, and the sun is in Virgo today, we're in the first 10 days, remember? Once you get into the sun being in Virgo, we are in the changing of the season, right? This is the last month of summer, and it is the time when summer is slowly turning into fall. So we're in the middle of 3 harvests. We're right in between the first 2 harvests. If you're thinking agriculturally, we are also just have started back to school, right? We started getting our education and working on making our own circumstances in life better for ourselves. So, when we're between harvests, when we're dealing with harvests, when we're dealing with getting an education about something, time is of the essence. We want to learn as much as we can, in as short a time as we can, so that we can go ahead and do what we want to do professionally. We want to get all of the food in for the harvest. We need to gather in all of the stuff that we have been growing in time for those colder months to hit. So either way, time is of the essence at this time. So we need to work diligently and pay attention to what we're doing, to our progress. Really be trying to make progress. And then on the moon side of the page, Leo. Moon starts in Leo and makes ingress to Virgo this evening. And the balsamic moon in Leo, this is the final day of the waning crescent. Tomorrow will be the new moon. So this is a time when we're just sort of letting go, tying up, letting go. All right, we've been in release mode. for a week, maybe more than a week, because we had Aries during the waning gibbous, right? So, now it's time to sort of tie that up, be finished with it, and sort of let go of the letting go, right? We don't have to keep trying to push things out and release them at this point. We can just finish up what we've been doing. And then tomorrow we will pause and we will take a break to really appreciate and consider this moment in our lives, like what it is to be like us right now, how it feels to be us right now, what it is that we're working on right now, and what the current status is of things before we begin again to create. Okay, and so you see that I put an astrological wheel here on the page today. I'm going to try this out for a while, probably stick with it. I think it helps to work with the wheel because we can kind of get a sense of how things look on the chart that help us understand what they mean, how they occur to us energy-wise. So the moon makes ingress to Virgo today. You see it on the cusp of Leo, right? Just about to move into Virgo. And, the moon moves really quickly. So depending on what time of day you take the snapshot, it's going to be here or here or here. It moves very quickly. It takes only 2.5 days in each sign. So it takes 2.5 days to go that far. Anyway, so the moon is going into Virgo this morning at 7:25. I think I said this evening, but I meant this morning. And, this is a time where from the heart and in the home, we just have this urge to set things right and put things in order, make sure, that we're on the same page with the people we keep close, make sure we've taken care of any business we need to take care of, and, organizing at this point, because we're still in the waxing phase, in the waning phase of the moon, organizing so that we can have this nice clean slate to work with starting tomorrow. And then on the sun side of the page, we had a couple of fresh aspects. Venus goes square to Uranus. This is a challenge, right? Okay, because Venus is trying to Chiron right now through the end of the month, and it'll be square to Uranus as well. Well, okay, so when Venus is trying to Chiron, it's like, we're growing closer to people that we already love or have a mutual regard for. So those bonds are growing stronger. We're kind of healing any, old crap that is in those relationships. But then Venus goes square to Uranus, and it's almost like I double dog dare you to try something wild and different right now, so Venus says, when it comes to my love life or even my financial life, I'm thinking about trying something completely new and different. Let's do something exciting and fun. But, if you're focused on a partnership right now, then you don't want to surprise that person at this time, because this would be the time when we would find out that the thing we surprised them with would be a thing that was really not exciting for them, or really not, a positive thing for them. And that can cause a little bit of a struggle while you're trying to grow these loving bonds. Okay, so Uranus is here. I always just say communicate with the people that you keep close. Okay, if you want to try something wild and new and different, just make sure you talk to the person that you're trying to try that with. Okay, some people just are never going to want to go mini golfing with you, right? So, don't make it a romantic surprise for somebody who doesn't want to mini golf. Okay, and then the sun goes square to Mars. I don't know why that was the example that came to mind, but there you have it. Sun goes square to Mars today, just after noon, and this is like Sun and Mars, they get along really well. They're very fiery. Sun rules Leo, Mars rules Aries, so it's very, cardinal and fixed fire, right? So, that's the thing. They bring a lot of heat, and they bring a lot of action-oriented vibe to a situation. So the pressure in a situation can sort of build really quickly. It's like having two loud, rowdy, active children, in a small space, right? Eventually you're going to have to find a way to let off the steam, to let the pressure off of that situation, okay? Otherwise we might be sort of prone to outbursts. And then in the ongoing column today, we have Mars and Pluto and Mercury making this big green triangle that spans pretty much the whole center of the circle. The lines are not necessarily exactly equilateral, but they're very close. And this is what is called in chart reading a grand trine. It's a very positive thing to see because it says that these three planets, your planet for, you know, your rational ability to make plans and communicate, your planet for, you know, being assertive and bold and having initiative, and your planet for that sort of deep inner knowing, that deep understanding that sort of gives you intuitive reasons to move forward. You know, these are all working very well with one another, highest possible functioning, and it's like, you know, the light of the angels is shining right through that prism right there and into our lives, you know, like a rainbow that says, okay, now you have the power and the purpose, the power and the purpose and the know-how, okay? You can take action right now to make changes in your life consciously, okay? So that's really great. That's very, I love the word auspicious, because Pluto is taking us through transformations regardless, okay? And often we don't know what's going on, you know, with the changes inside us until it's time, you know, until they've actually happened, you know. But we have this consciousness about the changes we're going through. We have this this active sense of initiative about the changes that we're going through. The brain and the body are communicating about the forward motion we want to make. So we can literally make choices right now to quit something or to start something that might ultimately actually translate to a metamorphosis for you, a big transformation, a big leveling up. Take advantage of it. Venus is also in a trine here with Chiron. Venus and Chiron here are just, you know, growing our loving bonds a little bit stronger to one another. The people, the partners that we're interested in, the people that we are partners in friendship with, you know, we can reach out to them and we can spend time with them, and you know, we can find an even closer bond with them at this time. And then Mercury is in opposition to Neptune at this time. Here we have that, and so they're just basically sitting across from each other on the wheel. Not exactly across, actually, but I guess close enough to still be considered an opposition. So, you know, when Mercury is in opposition to Neptune, it's just kind of easy to let ourselves think that we know. Like, we can see very clearly Neptune is in retrograde, but, you know, we can also allow ourselves to think that we know all the details, or to infer details where details are not given, right? So ask more questions, definitely, especially if you're doing like signing contracts, you know, investing in something, enrolling in school, that kind of thing. Please make sure that not only are the facts they're giving you true, but they're also complete. You've got the complete set of facts that you need to make a good decision at this time, okay? All right. And I did not shuffle my cards while I was doing that, so I'm going to sit here and shuffle them for a minute. And while I do that, I just want to thank you for tuning in. I sure appreciate you for being here, for tuning in for my longer, less formal reading of the day's aspects, which can sometimes become a little rambly, and I realize that, and I appreciate you for hanging in there with me. Okay, and so, you know, reminding ourselves that the sun is in Virgo and the moon is in Leo, going to Virgo this morning. We have that beautiful grand trine, and we have another trine as well. Very positive stuff on the page today, friends. Oh, we got the Six of Cups. Okay, so let's talk about that. The Six of Cups is generally about our fond memories of the past. You know, when we were children and we had friends, we knew people that we liked because they were kind to us, they helped us out, they you know, added blessings to our lives. You know, and when you're a kid, life can be even the kid with the best possible life and the most possible support, life can be pretty confusing, right? So it always helps to have somebody in your life that to have had somebody in your life that you can look back on and say, wow, that person really just liked me and wanted to take care of me and give me blessings in my life. So it's about remembering, and it's about remembering, fond things from the past. And it can sort of also be about your relationship with people in the past, or your relationship to the events of your past. But it's generally, it's a positive card. It's a history card, right? It's not necessarily about the future. Although if I found it in a future position, perhaps I would say that, you were going to make a new friend that reminded you of somebody that you've known before. And on the page, I'm seeing this almost like spirit is the friend at this point. Like the cosmos is the friend right now that is shining these blessings on us, like offering us these really powerful opportunities, to grow closer to people that we care for, and also, to take actions that will result in transformations for our lives. And transformation is somewhat represented here. You've got a younger person and an older person, so there's the acknowledgement that we grow, and that like sometimes when we are this person, we're taking care of this person, or we're trying to please this person because we were once this person and we remember how good that felt, right? So, what actions can you do to take to change your own life? And what actions can you be taking right now to lift somebody else up at the same time? Because right now we really have the power to grow bonds with people that we like. But also, if a stranger offers you candy, ask more questions, okay? And then in taken together with the Eight of Pentacles here, let's see. I feel like this is a lot like the Wheel of Fortune that we had yesterday. The Eight of Pentacles says there's no reward without effort. And the Six of Cups says, in the past, we've gotten rewards just for being ourselves, or we've enjoyed the rewards of good friendship, without having to make a lot of effort. Well, that is in the past. Childhood is a different time than adulthood. So, we have to remember that as adults, there isn't any reward without effort pretty much. But that part of the reason we make the effort, okay, part of the reason we work to gain the reward, to get ourselves into the material sense of stability and security that we need, like with a home that we can afford, and a car, or transportation that we can afford, and being able to get the food that we need, and all the supplies and the gear that we need to be people alive in the world right now. Part of the reason we do this work is to get there, right? To get ourselves into this position where we are well resourced, so that, among other things, we can share what we have with other people, so that we can have these moments where we're just giving from our heart, and it's no big deal. It's just a moment we can share with somebody, and it doesn't have to be about what we spent on it or how hard we had to work to get to it, right? It could just be about sharing. Also, Sun is in Virgo, Moon is in Virgo. If you are diligently at work, don't forget to take a break. Every day, give yourself a break or two. And especially tomorrow with that new moon, don't forget to take a pause to sort of appreciate what you have and what has been, and the present, where that has brought you into the present moment. Okay, the work that you have to do will still be there, and we're still diligently at it. We just, we do deserve to take a break for a while and sit back and relax, and think about the good times. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.